Now, from Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 5.
Coming up tonight, reports of child sex trafficking in Nebraska and why experts say they're increasing.
Plus, some say an ethanol plant in Meade is trying to cover up an environmental crisis. But first tonight.
Just with the price of chocolate, don't let that stop you from treating yourself.
A sweet but stressful day today for some. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. Local chocolate shops are celebrating a Valentine's Day like no other.
During their busiest time of the year, they're dealing with supply chain disruptions and skyrocketing prices. Channel 8's Alexa Skineski joins us live now with the details on this. Alexa?
Yeah, that's right, guys. Places like the chocolate season behind me are calling it a chocolate boom. More people turning to chocolates and other comfort foods throughout the pandemic, and that's caused a surge in prices. And they're feeling those effects right here in the capital city.
The chocolate season near 40th and Old Cheney has graced the city of Lincoln for over 2 years with their specialty chocolates and cream-dipped cookies. But the locally owned shop has worked overtime lately to keep up with soaring chocolate prices.
With everybody emotionally eating, which I'm totally here for, that has really driven the price of chocolate up because the demand is really, really high right now.
Between 2020 and 2021, the price of their specialty Verona chocolate has gone up anywhere between 7 to 25%, depending on the specific kind. The shop would have to sell about 16,000 extra truffles to make up the loss that they experienced in 2021. And because of that, they have had to make some changes to their own menu prices.
There's a few products that have had anywhere from 5 to 7% increase, and that was just because I seriously couldn't float it, and I really tried to for a while. But the brownies went up 20 cents. A couple of the lattes went up 25 cents. The box of chocolates went up $1.
But it's not just the cost that's affecting this sweet spot. Supply chain disruptions has the business scrambling some days. Their product comes directly from France, and what used to take maybe a 5-day turnaround has sometimes become 3 weeks.
As well as the fact that cacao trees take about 7 years to produce fruit. If we run out, it's not like you can just go get some more. So that's really been tough.
Erica says the supply chain issues and price increases have been character building, but that's not going to stop them from serving their 7,000 pounds of chocolate every year.
And just with the price of chocolate, don't let that stop you from treating yourself.
Now, even those Hershey bars you buy at the local grocery store are raising their prices to offset those higher ingredients. Reporting in Lincoln, Alexa Skineski, Channel 8 News.
Yeah, what a year to have a sweet tooth, right? Alexa, thank you so much for that live report. Well, apparently the feds are using a sneaky tactic to encourage people to give up their exes and give them a Valentine's Day surprise.
On Twitter, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms posted that Valentine's Day can be fun even if you broke up. In a tongue-in-cheek post, the ATF suggests getting revenge on an ex by turning them in if they're involved in illegal weapons. The humorous ATF post comes amid a serious new push, though, from the White House to reduce gun violence. In other news now, dozens gathered at the Capitol today trying to stop what they call a cover-up.
They say it's happening at the Alt ethanol plant in Meade this week. They say seed companies are going to be covering up the mounds of byproducts that have contaminated the air and water in Meade. They say it's with a product that's commonly used in landfills. Some who live in the area, they're not happy. They say this is an environmental crisis.
When you smell mead, that's how you know you're home. It smells so bad. You can smell it from miles away coming down the highway. It's unbelievable. My kids, I don't know what's in the air they're breathing, and it scares the crap out of me.
Senator Carol Blood and others have introduced a bill that calls for an investigative committee to get to the root cause of this disaster and make recommendations to prevent similar events from happening in the future. A trial date is now set for Nebraska Congressman Jeff Fortenberry.
A California judge making that decision today. It will be March 15th in Los Angeles. The judge denied a motion by Fortenberry to move the trial to Nebraska. The 9-term congressman has pleaded not guilty to felony charges for allegedly lying to the FBI about an illegal campaign contribution. Fortenberry responding to the news in part, quote, "This case was a setup from the beginning and never should have been brought. It is vital to get this injustice corrected at the earliest possible opportunity." Today, Governor Ricketts expressed the importance of 3 tax relief bills he's supporting.
He says they will help local business owners and Nebraska families. The governor says each proposed bill would positively impact more than 60% of Nebraska businesses and families, helping combat record inflation. Some local business owners stood with the governor today to show their support.
This proposal won't fix every problem, but it's a big step in the right direction. It has the potential to change our lives. It would allow us to make some strategic investments in our own business, like hiring, developing our workforce. It'll give money back to Nebraska families, like my family.
The bills basically aim to put focus on tax relief for individuals and businesses this year, with a goal to reduce taxes over the coming years to remain competitive with neighboring states. If passed, Nebraskans could see a 25% rebate on school taxes, an increase of 19% compared to last year's rebate. UNL students say they are not leaving after being told they have to move by campus housing.
Last week, the university announced it was closing its family housing units by June 30th. Those units are filled with international students and graduate students with families. Today, UNL held a Zoom meeting for those affected and say they will work with the Board of Regents and the students to find a solution.
Overall, in looking at how do we manage the number of facilities in a way that provides the best living environment that we can, and that ultimately that's been the guiding factor for where we are.
There are 111 units that are being closed total. UNL says the apartments are more than 50 years old and reaching the end of their useful life. Nebraska is seeing a spike in the number of child sex trafficking cases being reported.
In fact, there were 16 times the numbers of cases reported in 2021 than in 2018.
In 2018, our state had 29 reports of child sex trafficking for the entire year. And this year, I don't have final statistics, but from 2021, but last I kind of roughly figured it out. There were 50 reports just in Lancaster County.
Now, law enforcement and child advocates attribute the spike to people becoming more aware, as well as technology changing the way someone is trafficked. Now, coming up at 6 o'clock tonight in a special report, we're going to take a much closer look at sex trafficking and what needs to be done to protect our children. Again, that's coming up tonight here at 6 o'clock.
After a cold and mostly cloudy weekend, John, the mild temperatures are starting their return.
That's right. Temperatures today making it back up into the 40s. A nice warm up compared to the last couple of days. And guess what? We've got even warmer temperatures coming tomorrow. It's going to feel more like April around here than it's going to mid-February. Take a look at the live look outside right now. We've got clear skies out there, just a couple of contrails from some jets that were flying overhead earlier, passing over Nebraska. But we will see clouds on the increase later on tonight. You can see temperatures are running 5 to as much as 11 degrees warmer than what they were 24 hours ago. And right now we're running anywhere from the upper 30s to the middle and upper 40s. We've got 47 in Hebron, 47 in Fairbury, and it's 47 degrees right now in Kearney. Skies are mainly clear right now, but again, off to the northwest, there are clouds on the way. You'll also notice there's a warm front back to the west that will sweep through the area within the next, let's call it the next 20 hours or so. And that's going to allow that warmer air to come in back behind it. But there's also a cold front back behind that is just now beginning to enter the Rocky Mountains, and that will send us back to winter-like conditions by midweek. For the rest of this evening, though, not too bad. 38 degrees at 6, 30 degrees at 8. So if you're heading out for dinner plans this evening, make sure you grab a jacket. 28 degrees by 10 o'clock tonight. We'll talk about just how warm it gets tomorrow. Again, could be shorts weather for some of you, and when it starts to cool back off and how much colder it gets. That's all on my Storm Alert Team forecast.
We'll talk to you soon. Thank you, John. To international news now, last-ditch efforts continue to find a diplomatic end to Russia's massive troop buildup on Ukraine's border and prevent a full-blown war.
However, U.S. officials believe the window may be closing because Russia's president could order a massive military assault on Ukraine before the Olympics end this Sunday. ABC's Faith Haboubi has the very latest.
Tonight, the U.S. not dialing down its dire security warnings for Ukraine, saying Russia could still launch a military attack any day now. Meanwhile, in a new video address to his citizens, Ukrainian President Zelensky still downplaying the risk of a Russian invasion, saying in light of outside intelligence suggesting Russia could attack Ukraine on February 16th, he plans to declare a national day of unity on Wednesday. Zelensky saying today he wants to become part of NATO, a statement guaranteed to infuriate the Russians. Zelensky's statements coming after his meeting with the new German chancellor, and as Russian officials hint at a potential path to de-escalation and the tensions its troop buildup has created. After months of amassing a massive military presence along the Ukrainian border and using submarines and warships to conduct military drills, Russia's defense minister saying their military exercises are almost over, adding that some will end as soon as this Sunday. Pentagon spokesperson John Kirby casting doubt on the Russian assurances.
Putin has added military capability along that border with Ukraine and in Belarus. He continues to give himself more options should he pursue a military path here.
In a meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin Monday, Russia's foreign minister suggesting diplomacy is still on the table. U.S. officials say intelligence indicates a Russian attack of Ukraine could likely begin any day now and would likely involve a significant barrage of missiles and aerial bomb attacks. Russia currently has an estimated up to 150,000 soldiers surrounding Ukraine on 3 sides. The U.S. is now closing down the embassy in Kiev and relocating the core teams temporarily out of an abundance of caution. In Washington, Faith Abube, ABC News.
All right, back here at home before we go to break, a big concert announcement today from CHI Health Center in Omaha.
He gets up before the dawn, packs a lunch and a thermos full of coffee.
Yeah, Jason Aldean plans on making a stop with his Rock and Roll Cowboy Tour on August 5th. Special guests include Gabby Barrett, John Morgan, and DJ Silver. Tickets go on sale this Friday, February 18th at 10 a.m. Still to come on the news tonight, the Super Bowl coming down to the wire last night.
After the break, we're going to take a closer look at some of the most memorable moments. Don't go away.
I'm Jeff Fortenberry, and I approve this message.
There's chaos at our southern border. Floods and illegal immigrants are pouring into America. Mike Flood fought to give taxpayer-funded health care benefits to illegals. Former Governor Heineman called it a magnet for illegal aliens.
Dear Speaker Flood, I am extraordinarily disappointed with your support of taxpayer-funded benefits for illegal aliens.
Stop the flood of illegals. Stop Mike Flood.
for Los Angeles. Fans celebrating all night after the Rams won Super Bowl 56 on their home field.
It was pretty good. Their second Super Bowl title in franchise history, and the game went down to the wire. If you watched it, you know that. The halftime show uniting hip-hop fans across the country. Here's ABC's Morgan Norwood.
The LA Rams delivering a Hollywood ending, defeating the Cincinnati Bengals 23-20 in front of a star-studded home crowd.
Trying to keep it going.
Emotions running high as the clock ran out, the Rams scoring the go-ahead touchdown with just over a minute left.
Never in a million years I think I would be able to have this moment as a player.
A heartbreaking loss for the Bengals, who were hoping for their first Vince Lombardi trophy.
Yeah, it hurts. We put a lot of work into going out there and executing and performing well, and it didn't turn out the way we wanted.
And while it was nearly 90 degrees in Los Angeles, nothing sizzled as hot as the Super Bowl halftime performance. Headliners Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Eminem, Mary J. Blige, and Kendrick Lamar performing a medley of their greatest hits in an epic ode to California. The show dropping even more surprises on the field. Grammy winner Anderson .Paak on the drums with Eminem, and 50 Cent dropping in the club just like his music video almost 20 years ago. Overnight, thousands of fans pouring into LA streets and intersections to celebrate. Back in Cincinnati, hope still alive as fans there saluting a magical run and a bright future.
It's always like so cool to see a team grow and like have the city support them through their good times and bad. So having them finally succeed is just amazing, and we're all just so proud of them.
And as for the Rams players, how did they celebrate? Well, in typical Super Bowl fashion, of course, headed to Disneyland. Aaron Donald, Cooper Kupp, and Matthew Stafford all taking their kids to the park today. Morgan Norwood, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with Chief Meteorologist John Dissauer.
Not too bad of a day as temperatures made it back up into the 40s this afternoon. Some of you in the middle and upper 40s. Lots of sunshine around, and that's the case right now as we take a live look from Schoen's Roofing in Beatrice. Plenty of sunshine out there. Tomorrow that won't be the case. We're going to see a lot of clouds around here. However, we're going to see warmer temperatures. Temperature-wise right now, it's 41 degrees in Lincoln after reaching 43 this afternoon. 44 for a temperature right now in Beatrice. But look at Fairbury, Hebron, and Kearney all sitting at 47 degrees, so really not too bad. For the rest of this evening, if you're heading out for dinner this evening, grab a jacket. We'll be down to 32 degrees by 8 o'clock, 29 by 10. Eventually, temperatures by tomorrow morning dropping down into lower to middle 20s under partly to mostly cloudy skies. Now, a warm front exists out to the west. This front will start to slide through here tomorrow morning and early afternoon, and behind it, that's when that warmer air will start to surge up our way. So we're going to get into the warm sector of this storm. And then eventually a cold front slides through here during the day on Wednesday, and that's going to make things feel a little bit more winter-like Wednesday as well as Thursday, although it's going to be a relatively short blast of some colder air coming back our way. Tomorrow morning on Stormcast starting at 9 a.m. we'll have mid to high level clouds spreading overhead, but take a look at the temperature by noon. Already into the upper 40s to near 50 degrees. We'll be climbing through the 50s and getting into the 60s by afternoon. This looks to be the warmest February 15th in about 20 years. It's going to be very nice. 61 degrees for high temperature in Lincoln, 63 in Beatrice, and because of the cloud cover going a little cooler, we may actually see temperatures a bit warmer than 61. We could hit 62, 63, maybe as high as 64 degrees in the capital city. 61 in New York, 61 in Hastings. Notice the winds tomorrow starting out of the southeast, shifting around to the south, 10 to 20 with gusts to 35 miles per hour. And because of that, there is going to be a fire danger tomorrow. You'll notice our in-house computer model suggesting we're talking possible to high conditions, especially for southeastern Lancaster County and Gage County. So that's something to keep an eye on. Burning is not a good idea outside tomorrow because of the gusty winds and dry conditions. You'll notice wind gusts for tomorrow will be mainly out of the south, again, gusting at times to 35 miles per hour. Maybe a 40 mile per hour gust, not out of the question, down towards Beatrice. But as we go to Tuesday night and Wednesday morning, that cold front will start to slide through. You'll notice the wind shift happening. Here we are 11 o'clock tomorrow night, already starting to happen in Columbus and Grand Island and Hastings. That front front then passes through right about midnight to 2 o'clock in the morning in Lincoln. Our winds will begin to pick up back behind it, and that's when that cooler air will start to move down our direction. Now, with this weather system, this is just one of the several computer models by Stormcast. It'll start to come out of the Rocky Mountains and into the Central Plains. I think for the most part, this entire weather system is going to miss us to the south and southeast. There could be a chance for a few snowflakes around here on Wednesday, and if we were to see any accumulating snow, I think it's going to be for the far southeastern corner of the state. And I think even at that, we're talking a very small chance of that happening. And if so, we're talking just a few tenths of an inch. 7-day forecast shows the cooler temperatures coming down our way for Wednesday, 38 for a high, 34 degrees on Thursday. But then we start warming things back up once again for the end of the week, back up to 56 degrees on Friday, 55 degrees on Saturday, and look at Sunday. So a fantastic weekend to get outdoors, 64 degrees. And then we start to see another shot of some cooler air coming down for the middle and or beginning in middle of next week, maybe a chance for some snow flurries around here on Tuesday. But right now, prospects for snow look very small, so winter remains on hold around southeast Nebraska.
All right, thank you very much, John. Here's a look at Wall Street. Not a great day. The Dow falling 172 points, but the NASDAQ hardly moving at all. Here are your numbers. You're watching Channel 8, Nebraska's trusted news source.
This week, the threat of a Russian invasion of Ukraine.
An endangered species newborn not only shares its looks with a famous Harry Potter character, it now shares its name too.
Here's tonight's Take a Look at This.
The first ever aardvark born at England's Chester Zoo is benefiting from a bit of British storybook star power. The newborn calf has been named Dobby for its uncanny resemblance to the beloved Harry Potter character.
Dobby is free.
And while this Dobby won't exactly be free, standard park entrance fees will apply, the Chester Zoo did drop some free first looks on social media of Dobby being hand-reared by zookeepers, enjoying a bottle of warm milk every few hours. Aardvarks are an endangered species with only about 109 in zoos worldwide. Officials at the Chester Zoo say they are overjoyed about Dobby, calling the birth a momentous landmark. Art is imitating life in the sports world as the brazen theft of a baseball mascot's costume has fans and Goofy Team characters worldwide rallying support for their bobble-headed brethren. It started when the costume of Oregon minor league mascot Dylan T. Pickles was pilfered by a porch pirate in Portland. Team officials were baffled.
We're still actively investigating everything that comes in. It's a little salty.
Really?
That's all I'm saying.
While the team deals with this pickle, even offering $1,000 worth of the savory snacks as a reward, mascots from teams in Texas, California, even Canada have taken to social media with the hashtag #FindDylan to show support for solving this mascot mystery that fans of the Portland Pickles think is a pretty big deal. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
You can never get tired of the puns, right? They're always there for our amusement.
Always fun to end with.
Well, exactly. And John, I'll tell you what, forecast not looking too bad.
No, by mid-February standards, not bad at all. It'll be cool this evening, so if you're heading out for dinner, take a jacket with you. 38 degrees at 6, but we'll drop down to 30 degrees by 8, into the 20s by 10 o'clock tonight. Low temperatures will drop down in low to mid-20s for tomorrow morning.
All right, thank you, John, and thank you all for joining us.
World News is next, and then we'll see you back here at 6 o'clock.
With the Channel 8 Eyewitness News mobile app, you'll be the first to know. Get alerts about breaking news and weather, all in the palm of your hand.
At Comfort Made Mattress Factory, we build each mattress specifically for you, right here in our locally owned store. We can even make his side different than hers, backed by our lifetime comfort guarantee.
Closed captioning on Channel 8 Eyewitness News is brought to you by Kristen